Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's reading, we will be doing a quick daily check-in just to see what your energies are for today and what you should be focusing on. If you do not resonate with this particular reading, maybe you just clicked on it because you were just interested in what this was about. How I do my readings is I put the questions in a playlist, and then you can go to the playlist and select whatever reading from there kind of suits you. So it's one reading per video. I don't do pick a card readings. So if you don't resonate with this one, you can go to the playlist, which I'll link below, and you can pick a different reading from there based on the title card image, if you so please, or maybe by shuffling it. There's lots of different ways you can choose. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to get started on this daily check-in. So today, in this particular reading, I'll be using my little mini Mystic Monday deck. Very colorful. We like colors in this particular reading. I'll be using my Elemental Oracle, one of my personal favorites, to be completely honest. And I'll also be using the Liquid Crystal Oracle. Lots to be gleaned from this, so let's hop right into it. Now, some of these readings are longer, some are shorter. I'm interested to see how this one will play out. So what is the energy? Oh, that wanted to pop out immediately. Yeah, it actually popped out this way. Hanged Woman. Perspective. Okay. Oh, hello. I feel like that just doesn't count right there, but things want to come out. There's some messages for you. What should you be focusing on today? What are your energies? Let's find out. Oh, something flipped. Let's choose that. Queen of Cups. You know, I find it interesting. There's the Hangman upside down, and this next card also came flipped. And I kind of want to keep it that way. There's something, I feel like there's a message here. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. And we've got the Hierophant. I feel like one more. We need one more to round this out. Something about it. I had a really hard time choosing what deck to use for this one. I feel like there's, and then there's a King of Wands. Interesting. Okay. First off, and I know there's no cards here that generally relate to indecision, but I'm getting a little sense of indecision. I'm getting you having to make some sort of decision, and how you're going about that is, or how you should be going about that perhaps, is changing your perspective. And I kind of get the feeling that you recognize this already, that you already kind of know that you're not seeing the full picture of whatever situation you're in. There's something going on. And I almost feel like there is something emotional going on. Like, I don't know, I'm sensing some sort of wounded feminine in some way involved in this. I'm definitely getting the sense of some sort of wounded feminine. Maybe some hurt emotions, maybe some, I don't know why I said, like, I feel like crying, not being flexible enough. Oh, this is very difficult energy to read. I want some clarity on that. Let's clarify the Queen of Cups real quick. Let's clarify the Queen of Cups. Let's get some. Our Six of Wands. Celebration. Sorry, this is taking me a moment to kind of all put together. I feel like you're a very practical person. Let's put that out there. I get the sense that you look at things pretty practically, and you like to have a solution. So that's what you're looking for right now. You are in the midst right now, and you are aware of this. If you're here, you're aware of this. So if that's not you, then I get the feeling this isn't going to be your pile. You are someone who has, or who who looks for solutions for things, and you are aware right now that there is something that needs to be solved. There's an issue, there's a problem, and right now what you're doing is trying to find a solution to that problem. And that's probably part of the reason why you're here. You're like, well, what can I focus on for today, right? That will get me closer to that solution, or that will get me to that solution. And it's funny because I don't see negative energy here necessarily. I just see you trying to see a situation in a new light. And I'm going to put this here. I want to put you here. I'm going to pull one more card to round out the 6 because I get the feeling there's like this weird energy up here, and then there's this really passionate energy on the bottom. Why are there always these, every time I do these readings, I feel like there's like splits in how people see things. And then there's 2 of these. 9 is, oh my God. There's some very conflicting energies here. There's some very conflicting energies, yeah. You know what I'm kind of seeing? Yeah. You know, what I'm kind of seeing here, I'm putting you guys up here. This makes the most sense to me. I'm seeing a pyramid. Maybe because that's a pyramid, but I'm seeing a pyramid. Ooh, this is going to take me longer than I thought. I'm seeing that you have you have a vision. You have desires. You have things you want. This is what you want. Celebration, success, on being on top of the world almost. Like you want that feeling of community, that feeling of abundance. And this is kind of your goal here. And I feel like whatever problem has happened recently, or whatever roadblock you've run into that you're looking for a solution for, the roadblock is on the way to this. So maybe it was a financial roadblock, maybe it's a career roadblock, maybe it has something to do with I almost get the sense that it has something to do with the person, maybe, or this could be you. Again, that wounded feminine, maybe you hurt someone's feelings, or your feelings got hurt. And what I'm also getting the sense is maybe you're not very emotionally intuitive necessarily, that you, again, can tend to sometimes accidentally hurt people, and yourself on the way, because that's what happens often. And that's what I see with this 9 of Swords, just kind of this on the way to defeat, right? Like feeling lonely and, I don't know, like repressed. Like I get this, and what I'm kind of feeling right now is that a lot of the energy today, like I don't think you're strictly feeling that way necessarily at the moment. I think you're so focused on finding the solution that you're forgetting to look internally and being like, wait, how am I feeling? Am I overthinking this? And I think that's kind of where this perspective part is coming in. I think you want this so badly that you're forgetting to kind of look back. I think you're forgetting that the solution that you're looking for and the answers you're looking for aren't necessarily going to be out here, right? I think it's where you're trying to look for it. You're trying to get answers to something, and not everyone's going to have those answers for you, and you don't have those answers. And I think what you might be ignoring are the feelings that you have, because you feel like they're not helpful, right? I definitely get that sense from you. I feel like you feel like they're not helpful to you right now. It's like, oh, this feeling I have, this overthinking, this lonely, like I feel that way, but whatever. No need to talk about that. Like, this isn't going to help me find the answer. This isn't going to help me find a solution to get past this roadblock. I don't even need to focus on that. But I think you do, right? I think that's what you were thinking, but you do need to focus on that. And what I'm kind of getting from this Hierophant card, again, like originally it was like, you're a very practical person. I think you are. But I think this is also about insight, right? Grounding yourself enough to not just to realize how you physically feel and, get some practical insights, but to also ground yourself enough to feel emotionally and figure out where you are internally struggling, right? I think there's some insight to be gleaned here to get you to this point. And I think you're so focused on getting here and finding a way to get here that you're forgetting to pause for a moment and release some of this baggage that you're holding, that you might not even realize you're holding, right? I feel like you don't even really know that it's baggage. Like, I really get that strong sense that like, it's almost like I'm almost seeing like there's you're like hanging yourself upside down trying to find these answers, and meanwhile they're right in front of you, they're in you actually, and you're just looking everywhere else for them except in you, because you think, oh, these things are unhelpful, when they're actually the answer. That's what I'm getting the sense of. So I think today a lot of what you need to be doing is stopping looking for the answer elsewhere. I feel like you've been doing that maybe for a little too long, but looking a little more internally and kind of connecting with yourself a bit more. And that's probably going to feel really uncomfortable. Like, it might feel uncomfortable, but I think that's where you're going to get your answer. That's going to get you to all that lovely stuff that you want, right? Oh, hello. Silence. We've got silence. Yeah, like I think it has a lot to do with you just quietly connecting with yourself. I don't know if you're a loud person or not. I don't get the sense you're necessarily a loud person, but I think your mind is loud. I think your mind is very loud. And what needs to happen is you need to quiet it enough to get to the stuff that you need. You need to, this is what the silence is. It's not external silence. It's internal silence. How can you really get to the crux of what you really think and what you really feel? I think you're not allowing yourself to do that. You keep looking for these answers outside of yourself. That's not going to help you right now. Let's pull a crystal as well. Let your mind be. And I'm not saying this is going to be easy. It sounds like all these daily energy ones are like really, really tough, to be honest. You'll have so much to work on. But yeah, I think today your focus is trying to silence your mind enough to get to some insight and clarity around it. No. Oh, these crystals really do not want to come out. Oh, yes, you do. Never mind. Mental mastery. There we go. Yeah, same message. I feel like you're someone who thinks that you have mental mastery, but I don't think you actually do. Externally, again, like you're probably a very smart, logical, practical person. I really do get that sense that you're probably very intelligent. But mental mastery is a little bit different, because mental mastery is being able to dig through all the noise going on in your head, right? It's when you start overthinking, it's being able to calm that, to quell the chaos in your mind, right? And master it. Master these thoughts, this craziness, this fear. And this often has something to do with like nightmares too, right? I think you maybe aren't as mentally mastered as you once thought, and that's probably going to be a lot of what you're working on today, silencing that. Working a little bit on, okay, when I start being aware of yourself, first of all, and this is that perspective thing, right? You might think that all your thoughts going on in your head are helping you in your day-to-day and are helping you get past this roadblock, but what if they're not? And in fact, they probably aren't. So when you start doing that, maybe silencing it, just quieting it, and seeing what the one message is that comes out of that, right? Because often when we sit there and all these thoughts are going on and we actually manage to calm ourselves, quiet ourselves. I do it by physically grounding myself, putting my hand on my chest, breathing, that sort of thing, whatever that looks like for you. And then usually a thought or two will pop out. And that's usually the one we want to focus on a little bit, just a little bit, right? Or there's like a quieter voice, and you can feel where it is in your body. I feel like it's something like that that's going to help you. It's working on that mental mastery and working on that silencing of the mind so that you can get past this, you can get to the solution, because you want a solution to this shit, to this issue, this roadblock, this stuckness you probably feel to some degree. But again, the answers are the things you considered to be the problems. Kind of funny how that works sometimes. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. I hope it goes well. I know this was kind of a lot thrown at you, but hopefully things get better. And they always do. They really do, I promise. They will get better. Sometimes they get worse before they get better, but they get better. So, yeah. Hope you like this reading. If again you made all the way through this and it didn't resonate with you, I will put the playlist below for other daily check-ins, so you can go check those out. And if you want to check out any other questions, I have playlists for those as well. So thank you so much, and I'll see you all later.